patiently.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Dontavius, and I hope the vibes are good. I hope you guys are being safe and taking care of each other and stuff. Isn't this stuff I say at the end of the video? I think it is. In this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about the top 10 performances, in my opinion, for Youth With You. The show is coming to an end very soon. I know we have the collaboration or the cooperation stages coming up with the mentors and some seniors from previous seasons, or with the last season. So in this video, I just kind of wanted to talk about the current from the and I'll put a graphic that kind of shows the list of all the performances we've had so far. Every single performance in this was really good. I think obviously some better than others, some had their flaws, some were not as good or whatever. Also training room performances were very good. I'm not going to include the training room performances in this video, but I will include the main from the 3 sectors, right, which you see on the graphic. So in this video, I'll kind of go through each kind of performance and I'll show a little bit of it, not too much, or IGI is gonna yell at me. You know how they are with me, but we're just gonna go down the list and kind of talk about what I really liked about them, some standout trainees in the performance themselves. I'll do another video that kind of talks about the top 10 performances from a single individual in each kind of thing, top 10 like that. So for one performance, you'll have one trainee and what was really cool about them, and I'll make a video about that in kind of the same list format as I'm doing now. Without further ado, let's just kind of go through it. So for number 10, I have Bad Guy, was Lulingse, Hana Lin, Shin Wang, Pumpkin Zoo, Uni Zhang, Elia Zhu, and Tia Zhang. Tia, shout out to her. I was watching that video. I think she has a lot of talent. It's too bad she got chopped really early, but in Bad Guy, she did awesome. And Lulingse, man, that leg going up, I think theirs kind of like really struck me for them. And also, one thing I want to mention about Bad Guy is Hana Lin. I think Bad Guy was probably one of her best performances. That in the Knock Knock performance was really good for Hana Lin. But Bad Guy definitely deserves the 10 spot. So going to the next one, we have Light Orange Island. And the roster for Light Orange Island was Yu Zhang, DDD, Juicy, Sinwin Su, Flora D, and Sinran Song. With this one, it was the R&B song. It was really chill, melodic, really a nice vibe. The aesthetic for this one was personally one of my favorites, and a lot of people really like this one. I think in terms, again, of the competition standpoint, because this song was competing with Lion and No Company, which makes it really tough to win. But I think a standalone performance for Light Orange Island is very good. Yu Zhang's vocals in that song was amazing, and she is so good. Flora D's leadership was also very good. I think that this was a really good showing for DDD and Juicy as well. Shout out to those girls, no longer in the running, but I think it was a great last performance for them in terms of a competition standpoint. You know, with Light Orange Island, again, it was just, I was really in my feels watching it, if you guys watched my reaction from that. So, and I hope you guys enjoyed Light Orange Island as much as I do, because it was definitely good for what it was. And then going into 8, we have the Eve performance. Now, the Eve performance is really a favorite of mine from the very beginning. That's kind of like when I really fell for Kiki, and she became my bias. It's just, she had some shots in there. Her aesthetic is just amazing. She had the makeup tier and everything like that. And also kind of where I fell for Louis Sheen. I kind of fell for Louis Sheen from the very beginning with her evaluation. I made a whole video on that as well, from No Joke, and that was really dope of her. The Eve performance kind of exuded a more of a manly type of choreography, but performed beautifully by the ladies, and it was really strong. Rohong Feng was also very good in that the Eve performance. I made a kind of like a deep analysis reaction video for that as well, so check it out. But I think those were the times where the performance was actually portrayed in front of a live audience, which made the kind of the environment a lot more intimate and a lot more cooler. I think the girls really felt that as well. Shout out to the Eve dance and EXO and those girls. And for 7, we have Mama, Chinese version Team A, and the roster for that was Shaking, Vicky Wei, Sinwin Su, Lu Caron or K-Lu, and then Arya Jin. Mama is a really cool performance for me, because I feel like the ferocity and just the otherworldliness that the video felt, the vibe of it all was just so cool to me. Vicky Wei was awesome at that center role. K-Lu had vampire vibes. Shaking, literally a goddess in that performance. So proud of her. Arya Jin did well as keeping up as well. And then Sinwin Su's vocals. She is the best vocalist, well, was the best vocalist, because she's no longer in it. I know a lot of people are talking about, well, who's the best vocalist going to be now? You know, we don't have Juicy, we don't have DDD, we don't have Sinwin Su. We still have Rhoda, but can Rhoda make in top 9? So a lot of people are looking at Yan Yu or Yuyan to be the vocalist for the top 9, which I believe she can be, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother conversation. But Mama, Team A, so good, so good. I think that the environment of it being a team A versus team B battle made it a lot more, a lot more hype. People were more hyped for it. But shout out to Shaking and that team. That was a point where it kind of solidified the fact that I say all the time, where Shaking cannot lose. Shaking is amazing, and I cannot wait for her to debut. We're kind of scared as a community right now because Shaking is ranked 9 and the votes are getting very slim, so she does have a slight chance. You can even say a medium chance to not be in top 9 anymore, and I'm kind of scared about that because in my mentality, Shaking has always been a top 9 girl from the very beginning. So it'll be really weird for me if she's not in top 9. But again, that's just my opinion, I guess. And a lot of people's top 9 that I do see people voting for Shaking a lot. But as you guys know, voting is a lot more scarce. So rooting for Shaking, but we'll never forget that mama performance. Every time she's doing her speeches when we have rankings, she always mentions the mama performance because it was that good, and it left an imprint on everybody, including the trainees. All right, so for next, we have Wanna See You at 6. Now, Wanna See You was a really good performance for me. I think aesthetically, light, ambient, just the costumes, Louis Shin's leadership, the popping, DDD, Monster Sun, Xiaowei Dan, and Naho. I think all the girls in that performance did a really good job of kind of following Louis Shin's leadership and kind of making sure the vibe was always good. The vocals on there, so amazing, but there's one shot of DDD in that Wanna See You performance that kind of solidified it for me because, as you guys know, I love my vocal performances. If you guys know me very well, you probably know what my #1 favorite performance is. Vocals, just like, dancing's cool, all that good stuff, but I think when you're able to pair it with awesome pitches and bends and pitch switches and all the stuff that I talk about, the feelings and emotions are just so conveyed so well. And you have someone like Louis Shin just giving it to you in terms of like so much power that girl has, and it's like it makes it really easy to appreciate it in the moment. And then also when you revisit it, like I do in my deep analysis, you see more and more like why Louis Shin and those girls are so amazing. So I Want to See You definitely deserves to be in a top spot wherever list you guys have in mind. They are at #6. So at 5, we have Play. Now, Baby Monster Ann and her center performance in Play, I don't think will ever be topped in terms of a standalone single performance. There is just something about when she came on stage and she just put that crown on her head and she came out and she had that solo moment. That was probably one of the best solo moments I've ever seen in like dancing in general. I think that Baby Monster Ann, she just has this charisma, this stage presence, her facial expressions, everything about her just bleeds and exudes perfection on stage. And the girls in that performance, shout out to Arya, Jin, Eunice Hong, Gia G, Shirley, Snow Kong, and Vicky Wei. I think Vicky Wei is 100% an underrated trainee in this show. I think that she didn't get that much love as she deserves in terms of votes. I think in every single performance, Vicky Wei did very, very well, and she has this distinguishable voice that every time she sings, it's like, oh man, Vicky's about to go in. She's killing it. I'm not really sure what was she missing. I can't really tell her to do anything better if she were to do it again. But wherever Vicky Wei is going to go, she will be 100% a star. Eunice Hong, great dance moves. I think Eunice, I haven't talked about her recently because she hasn't been in the show, right? But I think Eunice has a lot of potential, and wherever she goes, she'll have her dance moves and everything to carry her into success in her career. But the girls, like especially Snow Kong, I think they all had some sort of stage presence in that Play performance led by Baby Monster Ann. Play is one of those performances that I will be revisiting over and over and over again after the show is said and done. So definitely looking forward to seeing how the group turns out with the top 9 and Baby Monster Ann potentially being part of the top 9. And if she's not in top 9, we're gonna have some issues. She will be though, not worried about it. So for 4, we have RnB All Night, and the roster for that was Kiki Zhu, Lu Lingsit, Bunny Sheng, Von Wang, and Elia Zhu. This was kind of the point for me where Kiki just took my heart away, and she put it, I don't know where she put it, but Kiki definitely stole me away during RnB All Night. If you guys saw, again, my reaction as a reference, I was pretty messed up in terms of emotional state because as a man, see a girl like that and you're just like, man, that's an amazing woman. She had that sort of effect on everyone watching it, man or woman. It's just like an ensnaring of your soul and heart that Kiki did. And Lu Lingsit and Bunny Sheng definitely complimented Kiki very well in that as well. I think that was also where I kind of solidified Lu Lingsit's top 9 spot for me in my personal top 9, to the point where it's like I'd fight for her. Right? Von Wang, Elia as well. I think they do a great job at doing a rap vibes and then the singing vibes, and they complement very well. Shout out to Von Wing, no longer in the running. Neither is Elia Zhu. RnB All Night is again one of those competitions that was in Team A versus Team B. That was probably one of the heights of Kiki, just because she had a great moment to shine and had spotlight on her. I don't think the NDR now in Daily Reverie gave her that much justice in terms of showing out, even though she had a lead dancing role. I think that hopefully in future performances, or however more we have left with Kiki, she has more times to kind of just show what she's got. It was really scary to see her drop that one time in the rankings, but she's back up there now in top 4, so we're definitely happy to see that for Kiki. But RnB All Night makes me want to RnB All Night. All right, so this is where, in my opinion, I guess gets kind of controversial. But for top 3, I have Lion. It may be higher or lower for some people. A lot of people didn't like Lion. A lot of people loved Lion. A lot of people, didn't care for Lion at all. But I think Lion was a great performance. The aesthetic, the golden black ambient, the girls in there. Shout out to the entire roster, which consisted of Louis Shin, From Shagon, Yu Yan, Joy Shin, Sharon Wang, Diamond, and Baby Monster Ann or Anchi. And I think those girls in that performance, they call them all the aces, because in terms of raw talent and stage presence and just them in general, makes them so good. You already knew kind of in the beginning that they were going to win those theme assessment battles. And if you have someone like a Louis Shin and a Yan Yu, you're just not going to lose. And those girls performed like crazy. Watching both of their focus cameras, unstoppable, untouchable. I think that when they go into the final 9, top 9, it was one of those things where when we're watching their focus cams, it wasn't thinking about them in a competition standpoint, but it was more about how they're going to be looking like in the top 9. And that's how they've already kind of debuted at this point. Something really weird to have to happen for the current top 9 to change, but it is kind of set up to be that way. People that are lower in the rankings in the top 9 are kind of, I guess, at jeopardy or whatever. But Yu Yan and Baby Monster and Lee Shin, they're not in trouble at all. But you never know, somebody can surprise us. But I think the Lion performance, Purple Lion, it was just really chill and really cool, and it had a lot of ferocity. I love to see powerful women. I love to see Yu Yan having so much fun on stage. That is so dope. Sharon Wang had a big smile on her face too. Diamond is just so powerful. I mean, in Joy Shin, so hard to see Joy Shin go home, because I really think at that point in the show she's really blossomed, and I think maybe she blossomed too late, but what can you do if you're Joy Shin? I think she has one of the most amazing vocals, most distinguishable vocals on the set. She had that authentic Chinese look, and that's very important for a lot of voters. So really tough to see Joy Shin go home, but hopefully she finds a career elsewhere and makes it, in her own right. But man, this Lion performance is really dope. Definitely rewatch it if you only watch it one time, because it is worth to revisit. The girls in there, especially Louis Shin, so powerful. Bam. So for number 2, and I have No Company. And the No Company roster was Lu Lingsid, K. Lu, Jenny Sang, Taco Zhang, Jiago, 9-1, and Elia Zhu. And with this No Company performance, which actually today, when I had rewatched it before this video, I rewatched it a couple of times, and I even told my friends about it. Like, guys, you got to see this performance. Like, it's unreal. If you don't know about C-pop girls, you don't know about Chinese girls, you're going to know about them right now, because these girls are amazing and they show out. And they are so beautiful, so sexy. Like, you got to do yourself a favor and check these girls out. I think K. Lu, this was her big moment to shine, and man, did she take advantage of it. I've always known K. Lu was a strong person and a strong dancer, and she giving a center position in this type of song blew me away. She is amazing at the centerpiece. Lu Lingsi will never get over her. She's kind of proven it to me since Bad Guy, but with every performance from RnB All Night to No Company, man, she's so good. Like, and it's tough for Lu Lingsi, because she's kind of feeling the pressure now being outside of top 9, and it's like, what does she have to do, right? Like, what does she have to do to be in top 9? But Jenny as well in top 20. Like, these are girls that are very, very good, but it's like they're missing something, and we're all trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure it out on how to get in top 9 and kind of get a spot there, but it's tough with the current top 9 because they're so strong. But this No Company performance, so good. The smooth R&B, chill, sexy vibe is just like, you want that in performance. You want to be able to associate with just a nice vibe, which is exactly like the opposite of Lion, which was in your face and boom, 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 grr for Lion. But No Company we're chilling back and we're enjoying the show, which was definitely worth it. And K. Lu's infamous shh. Will never ever get tired of it. Love to see it. So for number 1, I have Flammable and Explosive. I know that's probably a lot of different for people's number 1s, but for me, Flammable and Explosive was just, it was a masterpiece. And it was one of the earlier videos I made talking about Flammable and Explosive. But the more I watch it, the more I just see, like, man, this performance was so early in the show, but These girls, Yuyeon, Joy Shin, Diamond, Juicy Su, Rio Wang, and Yili Wang. Shout out to Rio and Yili getting booted a little earlier. But it kind of solidified again for Yuyeon and her amazing talent on stage. It really just showed how much she can provide to the table being a part of a girl group. Same thing with Joy Shin. She was at that point being in her cocoon before she turned into a butterfly. She became a lot more comfortable throughout the show, and that made her a lot more likable with fans. But again, other girls have these big fan bases now. It's just kind of hard to keep up. But Juicy's high notes, polish it. In the video I made, it was like a glass of glimmer in spice with Juicy's high notes. She does that a bunch of times in other performances, especially in Light Orange Island. You know, this Flammable and Explosive hat, the reason why it's so perfect to me is because of the way it paints a picture, right? The black canvas in the beginning, splashing it with a bunch of vocals from all bunch of ranges. But the main thing about it is how Yuyeon keeps this perfect level of high competition so high, and the girls elevate it over and over and over again. It just makes it so easy to watch and appreciate it, and it makes you want to look forward to the girl group for sure. This is my top 9 or top 9. I'm so meta, but this is my top 10 performances in the show. They're about to do the collaboration stages or the cooperation stages, which is going to be cool to see, but I'm not sure how they're going to be doing the rest of the performances, see how the vibes are going to be. There should be at least one more stage, I guess. I think there's one more. There's no more rankings. It's going to be who is the top 9 next, which is going to be very interesting to see how the voting turns out. But whatever the girl group becomes, I'm excited to see it. I'm ready to see it. I'm ready to stand. I'm ready to support them. I'm ready to buy all the merch and all the CD sales and all the albums. It's gonna be so cool. And then I'll be right there to talk about the music they make and the videos they make and the campaigns. It'll be so sick. It'll be dope. It's been your boy Dontavius. I'll be making videos on Saturday because they're having the show come out on Saturday and Sunday. I think those will be the cooperation stages. I'll be making videos for every single one of those, so be sure to check me out. But be sure to support your girls, vote for them, because it'll be the last time you could probably do it. And have a good time, you know. Be good, be safe, drink water, eat well, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.